I've been bullet journaling for 4 years now, and over time I've made many changes to my system. So today, as I flip through my first ever bullet journal from 2020, I wanted to chat about what I wish I knew when I started bullet journaling, my mistakes, and my tips for bullet journaling beginners. I got this video idea from Caitlin Gray on YouTube, and I love her channel, so don't forget to go check her out. My first thing is discipline over motivation. This is a common productivity tip that I hear people talk about all the time, but I didn't really realize how much it applied to me until I started bullet journaling. There are times, especially with the amount of content I create with my bullet journal and the amount of art that I like to include in my spreads, that I completely lose motivation, mostly because I'm in an art block or I just have no ideas of what to post about, stuff like that, but I just don't have the inspiration to keep making spreads every week. And if you know the bullet journaling system well enough, you know that I make weekly spreads every Sunday and need to keep up with that if I'm going to plan out my life. So what I've learned is discipline over motivation helps me stay consistent with my journaling. Even on the weeks that I am not really motivated to journal, I don't really have many ideas in my head, it's more important for me to stick to my habit of making a weekly spread every Sunday, whether I want to or not, because I need to be able to plan out my week. If I don't, then later in the week I'm going to regret it because I don't have all of my to-dos laid out, I don't have an overview of how the week's gonna look, and I feel stressed and hectic. This is a habit that I've spent obviously years building, but after just weeks and weeks of making a new spread every Sunday, it's something that I just have to stick to because this productivity system is what works for me, and if I didn't have it, then I would be very lost every week. Now, this isn't just to say that I have to make gorgeous spreads every week. If I don't have motivation, literally I can do the bare minimum. I can draw 7 boxes, label them Monday through Sunday, and then add a little note section, and that is good enough. But I need a place to at least jot down general ideas, to at least keep track of all of my to-dos, events, etc., because I just feel more mentally stable that way, and that's super important for me. If you're looking to build this type of discipline and habit behind bullet journaling, more than just the artsy side, but the discipline that you need to keep up with it, I'm going to post a video very soon about how to stay consistent with my bullet journal, so don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you won't miss when that video is uploaded, and hopefully that'll give you some good tips. My next thing is it doesn't always have to be aesthetic. Kind of like I just mentioned with the discipline over motivation, I sometimes need to take the focus away from the pretty frills of each spread and just focus on the basics. Flipping through this first bullet journal, I had a lot of motivation. I had so many ideas going through my head because it was the first time I ever bullet journaled before, so every spread is very colorful and busy. But if you look through some of my more recent journals from the past couple of years, there are many weeks and even months when I have the bare minimum on the spread, and that is okay. Sometimes I just need to stop focusing on the aesthetic so much and just focusing on the productivity and the use of that spread. And this also applies to even if I worked towards making a gorgeous spread. Like I spent 3 hours on one drawing, one painting that I wanted to set aside as decorate a certain spread with, and I don't like it, I can't let that affect me too much because I need to remember the purpose of a bullet journal anyway, at least for me, is first productivity and then the art side of it. So even if that piece of art is ugly, whether or not I keep it or I toss it away, the purpose is the focus of the spread, whether it's a habit tracker, gratitude log, calendar, anything like that. What am I actually going to use the spread for? And focus on that more than you focus on the aesthetics, because that will come and go, your taste will change, you'll like something one day and hate it the other. But was the journal spread actually useful for you, and did it make a difference in your life? Because that's what is most important. On a slight flip side of that, I do think it's super important to focus on productivity before creativity. If you are someone like me who is artsy, I think it's also important to remember that sometimes when you're feeling it, when you have the energy to do so, allow yourself to be creative with your journal. I have a strict routine, like I mentioned. Every week I make a weekly spread, every month I do a bullet journaling setup on my channel and I film it. So I have a schedule of when I have to be creating spreads and uploading them onto the internet, and I don't really spend much time making spreads for myself outside of that, at least recently. But looking through my first bullet journal here, I'm seeing a lot of spreads that are just kind of fun, like playlist spreads, random quote spreads, scrapbooking pages, books that I've read recently, just like really random stuff that don't have much of a productivity and task-based focus, but they do have the focus and purpose of just storing fun memories and what I was interested at the time, and a little memory box to come back to and just remember what kind of person you were at this point in the year. And I think that's so fun and so creative, and I wish I prioritized that more in my bullet journaling schedule now. And I say it all the time, maybe I'll make an extra spread this week, maybe I'll add a little playlist spot in my weekly or something fun, to kind of just be creative and fun. But unfortunately, I have not been the best at focusing on this, and it is something that even current me is working on to try and improve that for the future. Like I said, absolutely I want to focus on the productivity first because I don't want to burn myself out creatively without also focusing on what I need the bullet journaling for. But if I do have the inspiration, if I do have that excitement and my art, I'm not in a creative block or anything like that, I think it's important to, allow yourself to have fun with the spreads, because if you didn't want to be creative and artsy with it, you would just buy a planner online like every other girly on TikTok. On the topic of internet and social media, this is maybe more of a niche point, but it doesn't matter if anyone likes it, including people on the internet. It does not matter if people like your spread or not, as long as you do. I've been posting my bullet journal on Instagram for years, on YouTube since 2020, and there are so many themes that resonate differently with the audience than it does with me. For example, some random themes will like blow up on my channel. Like my February theme from 2023 this year, I did not like those spreads at all, but the video did really well, and I was actually shocked at how well of a response I got from it, because I personally just wasn't feeling what I created, but people all around the world were loving it and they were taking inspiration from it, and that was such an exciting time for me, because I was like, I'm glad that you guys are taking inspo from it. On the flip side, there are some themes that I really like my October theme from last year. It was scrapbooky. It was really minimal, but I liked it. I thought it was super pretty, but that video did not perform as well, and that's totally okay. The point really isn't if the internet likes it. I mean, no offense to you viewers who are watching my video, and I hope that you guys like the video, but the point isn't for you. It is for me, and I wouldn't have to be selfish for this because it's my bullet journal and it's how I plan out my life. So whether you post on the internet or not, whether you share it with your friends and family, or you have other people around you who have the same hobby as you, just remember that this is your bullet journal. So it doesn't matter what spreads you make, or if you use art or not, or what style you use, or what stationery you use, or anything like that. It does not matter, as long as you find a system that works for you in your life and is a great balance for you for productivity and creativity and that sort of thing. That is what's most important, and that's what you need to hold on to. This last tip is one that I've learned recently in the past 1 or 2 years or so, but bullet journaling does not have to be your only method of planning. I started Notion, I think at the beginning or middle to beginning of 2022, and this has been a great way for me to plan out specific things that I don't want to keep in my bullet journal. I do want to go in depth more in a future video, more about my planning process, because it does evolve over time, and it's not just in my bullet journal, but I've used Notion for things like content creation planning the work I do for another business, and planning projects I have for myself that I'm trying to keep up with long term. And these are things that I don't want to keep in my bullet journal because I just prefer to have them digitally. And again, I'll explain that more in a future video, but it's just a personal preference. And another thing, I use iCalendar on my phone to do big dates in the future, like birthdays and events and stuff like that. And I even use reminders and notes, and it may be a little discombobulated, but this is the system that works for me. It has multi different layers to it, and it's not all in my bullet journal. And although at the beginning, like you saw in my first bullet journal, I like to mesh everything and create spreads about literally everything I possibly could, now I'm trying to figure out ways to blend different styles of planning. That way that the system for my life is working and functioning the best that it possibly can. Overall, I have learned so much over the past 4 years, and I think I'm going to continue more. I don't see myself stopping bullet journaling anytime soon, whether that means stop posting or anything like that. I like what I do, and this is something that works for me, and I'm just going to plan to stick to it. Hopefully seeing my first bullet journal and my last and most recent month in my bullet journal has inspired you, and hopefully these tips are helpful if you are a beginner bullet journaler and just want to know more about the hobby. If so, definitely subscribe to my channel because I post bullet journaling and productivity videos every week. And with that, check out this video on the screen here where I go into more depth about my Notion and bullet journaling planning system. It's a lot to take in, but it's a system that works for me, and I can't wait to share it with you all. Doodles!